Hello, everybody. Once again, it is time for the connection ritual. If this is your first time, this is a guided meditation focused on connection over a distance and the energy that we share. It is a service I have been doing for House Keperu and its associates since the beginning of lockdown last year in March of 2020. And we opened it up on its anniversary to anybody who wishes to participate. The connection ritual is an opportunity to reach beyond where you physically are and to acquaint yourself with the lines of connection we all share psychically, energetically, this vast and glimmering webwork strung between all of our hearts and minds. It's a way to reach out no matter where you are located, and it's a way to try to support one another, especially through these difficult times. If you find yourself in a situation where you can't participate with your circle or your magical group, if you find yourself locked away in your apartment or your house due to the various COVID requirements, if you just are in a place where you don't have many people you can connect with physically right now, this is for you. It is not any particular tradition or religion, although I do open it with the charge of House Keperu and I close it with our family prayer, mainly because I'm accustomed to using those as the container for sacred space. The words may speak to you and they may not, and that is fine. If you are curious about them, you can find them on my website, but they're shared with you as a way to help focus the experience. Otherwise, it's about us. It's about connecting. It's about reaching beyond the boundary of your flesh after finding a still point within and seeing how far we can reach and how many minds we can touch, whether living or beyond the flesh. So take a few moments, get your space set. If that involves playing some music, putting on some incense, I use a candle as a focus. You can use a candle as well, or you can focus on the flame here. You can use the sound of my voice as a focus, whatever works. But, roll your neck, let go of the things that might be distracting you from your day, from the week that's led up to this, and get comfortable. And at the top of the hour, we will begin. If you live somewhere where there's lots of people, it might be a good idea to ask them to be quiet. Turn your cell phone off so that it doesn't buzz. And we're almost there. Come with me. We are the many born. We are the immortal. Eternal we wander the aeons, moving to the rhythm of our own inner tides. We are active elements moving through passive worlds. Endlessly we die and are reborn, changed yet unchanging through the years. We move from lifetime to lifetime, taking up bodies as garments. Ours is a journey toward understanding, and our charge is knowledge and wisdom. We are the catalysts, and as we awaken to ourselves, we serve to awaken the very world. Take a few moments to settle into yourself, to check in with yourself. First, purely on a physical level. How does your body feel in this moment? What is it like? What is distracting you? Anything that is pulling your attention away from this moment, being present in this moment, acknowledge and set aside. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to crush it or suppress it. Don't try to grab it and tell it what to do. Simply acknowledge and set it aside. It's not going anywhere, but where you want to focus is this moment now. Breathe a little. Stretch if you need to. Get comfortable. And just be present in yourself. And from that point of presence in your flesh, close your eyes against the light, this candle or the light in your chamber, not to block the light out, but to turn your vision inward. Close your eyes against the light and allow your awareness to spiral in and in, deeper and deeper, seeking the sheltered center, the calm and focused center of you. Find that spark of who you are, beyond your flesh, beyond your current identity, the very core of you that you carry over and over again. Whether that is something you experience as a flame, as a spark, as a song, a name, something you only recall in dreams, a color. Whatever it presents as, be present and seek your center until you feel that you are in a calm and focused, sheltered space with a clear boundary of where you end and begin and where the rest of the world exists. Focus for a little while only on the space within those boundaries, only on you. In the same way that you checked in with your body, check in with you, the core of you. How do you feel right now? What do you need? What is pulling you away from yourself even now? For this moment, let it go. Release yourself of obligation, release yourself of distraction, put all of those on the outside of these boundaries and just be safe and whole within yourself. If thoughts rise up and distract you, don't push them, don't prod them, just acknowledge them and let them be. Let them flow through you. They're a part of you, they're a part of the experience. Don't feel bad if your mind wanders. Be you, just authentically you. And enjoy that for a moment. Be centered, be focused, and let all the world fade away to a distant murmur outside of your boundaries. Some of you may wish to stay exactly in this sheltered space. It's been a hard week. There's been a lot asked of you. And it's okay to just stay inside yourself with those boundaries where it's safe, where nothing can disturb you for as long as you hear the sound of my voice. But for others, this is a space we close off by choice, by necessity. The walls around us, these boundaries, can be a fortress, can be our sanctuary, but we can also choose to open them up, to reach out to the world beyond and whoever is also out there. If you wish to connect, if you feel that you are in a place to do so, take this moment to see not only your shining core, but the subtle strands of energy, thin as spider silk, that stretch out from that shining center of you beyond the walls. You can open gates and doors and peer beyond your boundaries and follow these threads out and beyond. They stretch through the vastness of space across the miles, and along these subtle pathways, other minds and hearts and souls blaze just like yours. There are others that we can connect to. And these pathways strung between the stars that are hearts and minds allow us to share emotion, energy, thoughts, intentions. They are pathways of communication, pathways of travel. Every other brilliant mind out there, whether they wear a body or have passed beyond flesh, has the same sort of sheltered set of boundaries that you do. And so when you reach out asking permission. May I connect? Are you willing to open up? Can we communicate? I have things to give. Do you have things to give in return? What are we willing to share? Everything is with permission. Everything is with consent. So take a few moments to see which of these threads speak to you, call to you. Some may be deeply trod, very familiar. You know exactly who is on the other side. Some may have grown thin, worn, and you're not quite sure where they connect, how they connect, but you want to find out. Let yourself grow expansive, reaching out across all the glimmering threads, as many as you can contain. Allow your mind to touch and taste everything that is strung between all of the others who participate in this moment. What does that expansiveness feel like for you? You never lose sight of your sense of self, your centeredness. You never quite lose sight of those boundaries, and yet your attention can be so far, so wide, so great. For we are all greater than the sum of our parts. We are all connected. And when many of us are troubled, are going through difficult times, ripples go through these connections. And even if we are not present for the trouble, we may feel it. Just as we share joy, just as we share dreams. And what we aim to expand across this connection, that builds up joy, beauty, strength, support. In this moment, choose what you share and what you put out into the world. If you have the strength to do so, if you have support to share, reach out and give what you can. If you've had a difficult time of it, if you find yourself feeling tiny, wounded, in desperate need of retreat, ask. Put your request out for support, for help, for a little bit of energy to help you get through. Whether you give or ask to receive, allow yourself to commune, to feel this vastness, this interconnectedness, and how we all shine, each distinct and yet each similar, regardless of the shape that we wear, regardless of whether we are even in a body. Some of the beings that you touch, some of the minds may not be human at all, and that's fine. We're all connected, many shapes, many incarnations, many different beings. Be present in this connectedness for a few moments and allow yourself to experience it as fully as you are able. And when you connect directly to another, do so with an ask, with permission. And if you are comfortable, invite connection, give permission. Just because the pathways exist doesn't mean we can bowl our way through. Be kind. Be in this space compassionately and with the good of everyone in mind. And I know all too soon, I ask you now to start to pull yourself back, to twine back into yourself. The connections don't go away. Your knowledge of the pathways is not lost. But in this moment, come back to your center that you've never fully lost. But now come back so that you've got that good sense of where those boundaries are, where you begin and end and where everything else is. But now you see the threads. Now you know how to walk them. And you know where your synergies lie, where there are others who resonate with you. So come back to center and reacquaint yourself with how you feel. Detach a little. Not that the web work ever goes away, but your attention to it does. Because we need to come back to where our physical bodies are. We need to come back to our regular physical existence. And even though this is always there, our awareness of it must fade if we are going to live here in the physical world. So come back to your center, reaffirm your boundaries, feel what it's like to be there comfortably, sheltered in your core. And then in the reverse of how we spiraled in and in, allow yourself to emerge back into your body, back into your flesh, back into the presence of your physical incarnation, and be back in the skin that you wear, whether you're sitting or lying or standing up, and feel that body, feel your presence in it. Appreciate it for the vehicle that it is, for the things that it does for you, even for its flaws. Settle back into it. Shake yourself out if you have to. Touch your skin. Look around. Acquaint yourself with the things that are familiar around you. And remember that the connections are always there. And we are always just one step away, one thought away from being supported and supporting one another. We have passed this way before, and we will pass this way again. We have been many things to one another: teachers, lovers, friends, and bitterest enemies. But through it all, we have remained tied together, soul to soul, in this, our ancient family. May we endure together peacefully. May we enjoy each new lifetime as it comes. May we strengthen each other as we strengthen ourselves, and may we find one another in every time and in every place to share this fellowship and to celebrate this bond. And I will see you again next week.